We have this idea that, you know what, we're kind of like Peter, are we not? Jesus told, you're all going to forsake me. What did Peter say? Lord, I'll never forsake you. I'll die with you. And to give Peter credit, he tried. He tried. Matthew's gospel records that one of the disciples took out a sword, ended up cutting the ear off of the servant of the high priest. Understand, and John tells us that was the apostle Peter. Took that sword out. He was trying, and understand, Peter wasn't aiming for that old boy's ear. Peter's a fisherman. He's not a soldier. So he missed the mark. We're all like Peter, are we not? We think, oh, Lord, I'll never. Of course, then he gets too close to the fire, gets too comfortable, and then little servant girl says, well, you're one of his disciples. Oh, no, not me. I don't know that man. Well, we were like Peter. We think we can't be drawn away. We think we can't be drawn away. But church, we must understand that the call of today is a call to diligent watchfulness. Diligent watchfulness. If we are not careful, we can be pulled away, drawn away from the faith, and not even realize we've been pulled away. Peter didn't realize he was being pulled away until the rooster crowed and he remembers Jesus' words, before this night you will deny me 3 times. It says Peter went away weeping. Peter's a broken man at that point, I believe that. It wasn't until after the resurrection when he meets Jesus. Jesus restores him. John chapter 21, Jesus asking Peter, do you love me? Oh, yes, Lord. Feed my sheep. He does that 3 times. Each time just a little bit different. Feed my lambs. Feed my sheep, he says. Oh, it can happen. We can be pulled away and not even realize it. If we're not careful, we can be drawn away from the faith and not even realize that we've been pulled away until it's too late. To know that this can happen, we think, Brother Everett, you're being a little over dramatic, but no, we're not. In all honesty, all we have to do is look at the average attendance in most of the Midwestern churches around Missouri here. One statistic I read a long time ago said at least here in Missouri, at least 90% of Baptist churches run 100 or less. 95 run about 50 or less. Those were old statistics. And I may have those reversed, but it's along that line. Today I want to go a little deeper thinking about this subject this morning, thinking about being in that backslidden state. I want us to take a look at a familiar verse, a familiar passage, Psalms 91. We're all familiar with it. I want to take a familiar look at this a verse, but I want to take a look at it from a different angle. Take a look, and I hadn't thought about this verse, this chapter, Psalms 91, until honestly, I was on my way down here one Saturday afternoon, driving down here for something or another to the church, and I don't even remember. And I was thinking about some things, and the Lord showed me this is what backsliding is about. Psalms 91. Psalms 91, a different angle. Why is living a backslidden life so dangerous? And church, understand this. The backslidden life is dangerous. Why is it dangerous? Why is it dangerous? Well, we need to understand the spiritual truth here. Understand this spiritual truth. The enemy would whisper to your heart, your soul. That's where the enemy works within us, our soul. Holy Spirit, if we're Christians, Holy Spirit owns our spirit. But he whispers to our soul, that the mind, the will, and the emotions. That's what makes up the soul, the mind, the will, and he whispers to our soul so many things, some of which are this. He might whisper to you, and by the way, they're lies. They're lies. But he would whisper to us things that might include, you know what, you have the right to live your own life. Oh, he does. And there's an aspect that he's right.